Joanne, do you want to come in? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Joanne, I'm the personnel officer here at Weymouth College. Please have a seat. Actually, don't leave your belongings out here. Might not be there when you come back. So, you've been told that you needed to prepare a presentation, is that right?
I've got one.
Have you got some information on the USB pen or something?
Yeah.
Well, we'll do your presentation first. I'm sorry that we were going to have a big screen, but our facilities didn't work out, so you'll have to use my screen and just make the best of it if that's okay. Here it is. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's go talk a little bit about myself, really. I'm a hard-working person. I always meet deadlines. I like missing deadlines. I produce high-quality work, usually.
Usually?
Well, all the time, really. I'm a very good motivator. I've had experience working with teams and motivating people to do better at the jobs and motivating them to work harder. I'm a very committed person to my work. I've already said I really don't miss the deadlines, but I like doing my work, the work that I'm doing. I'm very approachable. I like constructive criticism because it makes me work harder to do better what I do. I also like, getting questions from people who want to learn more and stuff like that. My past experience, I've worked 2 Camp America volunteer coaching jobs. I coached American football, so I've got a lot of experience working with young people and teams and making them work harder. I also did rock climbing because I want to bring a variety of sports to the school. So rock climbing gives me sort of the experience to bring new activities for people. I also coached the under-18s at Manchester Titans, and I brought them the Brick Bowl Championship. So I've motivated them to play the games the hardest they can. I also worked at Felser School as a school games organiser, so I organised activities outside in the community to bring all the ethnic cultures together, because it's a lot better than what it was when I was there. My approach to coaching and stuff like that, I try to make the opportunities for young people in communities. I like doing that because it makes an impact on their lives and makes me enjoy my job more. I believe in equality. I believe everyone deserves the same chances as everyone else, no matter what background you're from or anything. I organise events that are good and enjoyable for young people to take part in, going back to the rock climbing. I think a lot of people would enjoy that at the college. I always aim for perfection in my projects I do, so I always try and make the best I can out of the opportunity. Well, I think you should hire me really at the college. I would excel at this job because I have experience working with young adults and in a variety of jobs really. I can organise events for sports that Weymouth College don't really have at the moment, for instance the rock climbing and the American football. I'll bring a great work ethic to the job and I always strive for perfection in any projects I do really. That's like working in a team, trying to make them get to the same level as I am. I'll bring greater student participation in sport than it has now because of the vast variety of activities I can bring. That's it.
Okay. Okay. I should have explained I'll be writing things down right the way through because we need to be able to compare you to our other candidates as well. Right. So I've got a series of questions to ask you, Sam. Now, some of these things could relate to what you've already said, and don't worry about repeating things, that's absolutely fine. And again, I'll be writing, but don't let that put you off. So, first of all then, why have you applied for this job as Sport Development Officer at Weymouth College?
Well, I've looked at many sport development jobs at other colleges. I saw Weymouth as like a perfect opportunity to sort of bring all the people in the college together in different sporting activities and make the school a lot better at the sports it has now.
So what would you focus on particularly?
I would focus on like basically bringing the culture together, because sometimes it's not always like not everyone gets along with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these events would make a lot of like people with new friends and just make it a better atmosphere around the college really.
Okay. So, what personal qualities do you think will make you a success in the post of Sports Development Officer?
Well, I'm a very like energetic person, so I can organise events that I think is enjoyable because of the sort of sense of humour I have, and I'm a perfectionist basically, and I like making events that there's not really any fault in. So a lot of people would get enjoyment out of that.
Anything else?
No.
So, think about the academic experience you've had so far. What are your previous experiences that will help you prepare for this particular job?
Well, I did a degree at Leeds Metropolitan for sports coaching, and I worked with a lot of young people for like work experience.
Yeah.
And I thrived under the experience of that, because I got a lot of experience from like seeing what different cultures like to do with compared to others, and sort of making a whole sport that revolves around everyone. Really.
Tell me more about that. What do you mean?
Like I saw like different cultures and like what sport they like to do.
Like what?
Like you got like the Pakistani like culture is more aimed at like cricket and stuff like that, and like most of like the white community is like football and rugby and stuff like that. So bringing like sports like that together in a whole like weekend of sports sort of thing, it will sort of make a lot of people more well known about other culture sports, stuff like that really.
Okay. So, now think about any context. It could be college, it could be uni, it could be coaching, it could be anything. But when have you had to deal with a pressurised situation? What was it and how did you deal with it?
Well, I remember one time when I think it was in the Leeds Metropolitan College University where I was sent on a course for coaching, and there was a couple of people that sometimes didn't sort of take the orders that I set, and I had to like deal with them personally, but like on their own.
Yeah.
And I sort of like I tried to like make them see that this is not just like about them. This is about everyone put together. And sometimes it didn't work because like my approach was sometimes a bit like relaxed, and I really have to like improve on the way that or do a more consistent way of coaching and like being around people, talking to people, stuff like
So you're saying what you were saying didn't work first time, so you realised how to approach it a bit differently. Right. So do you think you're the sort of person that works well under pressure? How do you manage it in yourself, in your own personality?
Well, I don't really like. I like working under pressure because it sort of gets the most out of me.
Mhm.
But it's not. I don't really look for a job that would put me under pressure. I sort of look to a job that would be like the best for me because of my talents and my like experience. But under pressure is sort of like I know it's going to be in any job, so I just have to deal with that. And I think I have a good approach to it now.
Okay. Right. Halfway through the questions now. So, my next question, again, this could be in any context. It could be at college, at uni, in coaching, anything at all. So when has something that you were doing gone wrong, and how did you deal with it?
Well, I remember it was in my Manchester Titans, when I head coach there. We lost a game, and I sort of knew that some of my like game planning was a bit off. So I looked back at that game and I sort of adjusted the way I sort of call things and plays I ran and stuff like that. And then I think a couple of the next games we won just because of my adjustment from that one game that we lost.
Okay. Good. So, what do you think is your biggest weakness, and what are you doing about it?
Sometimes when I work on like projects like in the community, I sometimes overthink the aspects of it, and I sort of put some stuff that I wouldn't necessarily be needed in that sort of activity because I just want to like, because I'm that person that I want to like make it great for everyone, but sometimes I can sort of overthink it. It could sort of pressurise me and make me lose focus of the actual task at hand, which is making the community better.
Okay, so what are you doing about that?
I'm just trying to make it like I simplify it a bit, but put the detail that I put in, but make it simple for me to understand that it's not just about like what I get out of it. It's about what everyone gets out of it.
Right. Okay. So, as you know, we're interviewing lots of people for the role of Sport Development Officer here. So what do you think really makes you stand out? What would you do differently that would make you a success?
I think it's like all down to my experience really, of what sort of sports I've been involved in, and like for the rock climbing, I could make like a rock, well not make it, but I could take people to like a rock climbing centre where they could really have fun, and it's just and the way I run things really is like, I try and involve like new sports that isn't involved in the college.
Right.
So it's like stuff like maybe like an outdoors adventure activity sort of thing where you can go canoeing or
Right.
like walking and stuff like that. And the American football thing, it's not really popular in many colleges, but I could sort of bring that into the college scheme of sports really.
Okay, good. And finally, have you got any questions for me?
I have one. It's like, would I be working in a team, or would I be like working on my own and like sort of projects?
Well, we'd want you to manage a lot of your own projects, but you'd be able to involve other staff in running those, and you're obviously part of the PE team overall. So, you know, a little bit of both really. So we'd want you to be able to work as part of the team and kind of help other people out, but equally they'd help with your projects, but we'd want you to plan them overall.
Right.
Okay. Right, that's it. Interview over. Thank you very much. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay. I'll just turn the recording off and then we'll have a little chat.